Offensive coordinator George Quarles after Wednesday's practice. What'd you see today?
I saw a lot of hard work, a lot of effort. In camp, there's kind of ups and downs. When the offense seems to get it going a little bit, the defense seems to adjust, and it's just hard to, keep that high level all the time. But I do think our energy level has been high the whole camp, but especially today. The 2-minute time it's a tough time, I think, for the offense. And that's just not how we're built right now. So that'll be something we learn from the tape. We'll have it on tape. We can learn from it, get better at it, and and hopefully you don't have to use it too many times during the year. But when you need it, you got it.
Are you starting to see any discernible separation at the quarterback spot yet? And when do you anticipate making a decision? Or do you anticipate making a decision? Is it possible you'd play two guys?
I think we would play two. I really do, Dan. There might, I would think Darren Granger probably had kind of separated himself just a little bit, and not much, but, I think he gives you maybe a little bit bigger arm at times. But Hamp Sisson, that's a guy that would play as well. Feel really good about both of them. I think they probably need each other in a little bit, in some ways, just to, so they're not out there on their own necessarily. But I think both of them have done really good things. Both of them have made mistakes, but they're redshirt freshmen. There's a reason older teams are better, but we don't have that luxury right now at quarterback. We've got to play with those two guys, and they can do it. We just got to eliminate some mistakes.
One place you do have that luxury is along your offensive line, where you've got a bunch of guys who still have eligibility left beyond this year, but have played a lot of football for you. How's that group coming along, and is there room for some really young guys to maybe force some playing time?
Probably the biggest improvement on our team, from year 1 to year 3 is definitely on the offensive line. Coach Hendricks, Coach Lusk, Coach Bernardi in the weight room he's really transformed that group. Those guys have, and we're better. We're able to move better. We're stronger. They understand what we're trying to do much better. And to answer your question about the young guys, yes, I think there's, Evan Jumper, who enrolled in January, who's been through spring. He's a guy that would definitely play at center. Pearson Toomey has moved up to the 2 deep. So is Jake Johanning. And all those guys have just picked it up really nicely. And the more comfortable they get, the better they're going to be, because they're athletic, they're strong, and they just, bigger than what we've had, I think. So really like where those guys are, and, that's going to be the strength of our team, I hope, is that offensive line.
Finally, I asked Dwayne this from a defensive standpoint, so I'll pose it to you as well. When you get to the second scrimmage coming up this Saturday, where's the biggest area of improvement you're looking at?
I just think execution, eliminating those mental mistakes. We got to be assignment sound, obviously. At this point in camp, the defense has seen everything you're going to do multiple times, so it's really hard to out-scheme them. But we've got to be just on it assignment-wise. I'm sure we're going to do some 2-minute on Saturday, and that's something we need to make sure we have a good grasp of. And then I think staying healthy, that's just something we've got to do. We've got some depth in some spots, but there's some spots like a receiver that we're pretty thin out there.
All right, George, thanks.
Thank you, Dan.